Welcome to the Pocatello Business Podcast, the only Pocatello podcast focused on providing profits for Pocatello people. If you love our town and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Pocatello Business Podcast with your friend, host, all-around great guy, and owner of Nucleane Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Pocatello Business Podcast, Arizona style today. I'm out here in beautiful Arizona, continuing my education with my consultant and business coach, and just some things I wanted to share with you guys today. I thought would be of value that I got through these last 2 days that I've spent here so far. The biggest thing that stuck out to me was the phrase "often wrong, but never in doubt." Now, you think about that. What does that mean? You can think it in many different circumstances. You can take a general in war. If he's telling you his soldiers and bolstering them up and getting ready for them to attack, and says, "Okay, this is the plan. This is what we're going to do." He's going to do it. Okay, even if it's the wrong thing and he made a mistake by doing it, it's okay. He can be often wrong, but he can never be never in doubt. Meaning, if he's sitting there in retrospect, instead of saying, "Okay, we're going to go to war. We're going to come in from the east, and we got a couple teams coming from the west, and we're going to hunker down, and we're going to beat the enemy." Instead of, if he was doubting, how would his soldiers follow him if in the same situation? Instead of being confident and never in doubt, if he said, "Well, I think we should do this. I think this is the best way to do it. I think the enemy's going to be over here. I shouldn't have done that last time, so I'm not going to do it this time." What kind of leadership is that? What kind of soldier is going to follow that general into battle? Not if I was a soldier, I wouldn't be wanting to. And same with our teams, same with our companies. As leaders of our companies, leaders in our team, we need to be remembering, hey, we're going to be wrong, but we can't doubt it. Never be doubting your decisions, because being wrong is just part of life. And another part of this is the shoulds and the shouldn't. Don't shouldn't yourself. Don't. And it sounds funny, but it's true though. Don't should on yourself. Don't shouldn't on yourself, because that brings indecision, and indecision is worse than any decision. And that's been a huge one. A lot of good key points that I've been getting these last few days here. So remember that we lead how we follow. So as there's times we need to follow our team's lead, we lead how we follow. We lead by example, we follow by example, and we follow with strength. Donald Trump, love him or hate him. I heard a story about him before he was even elected president. And when he was on The Apprentice, and his support group, the producers and stuff, and his, the cameraman, when he'd come into the building and he'd be getting ready for the show, and they'd ask him, "Are you ready?" He's like, "No, this show's gonna be fantastic." Just the same Donald Trump we saw as president. Like I said, love him or hate him, this is not a political podcast, but he was polarizing. But he was so good at saying, "Hey, this is gonna be the best episode of our lives. This is gonna be amazing. This is gonna be great." He really did lead. And just goes back to that, often wrong, never in doubt. Doesn't matter who you are. If you're not doubting and you're bringing that energy and that leadership to your team, you're gonna get it off a lot better. And also, as we're leading, at times we choose wrong, sometimes we choose right. But if it goes right, it's always the team's it's because of their efforts, and if it goes wrong, it's because of ours. That's what a good leader does, and he teaches from that point of view. And that's one thing, man. Those are the things that really stood out to me so far in this conference. Is I love that phrase: often wrong, never in doubt. So remember that as you're going through this upcoming week, and as you're going through, and you're talking to your teams, and you're communicating with your teams, and you're trying to encourage them to do a better job, or to take a new assignment, to do anything. Remember, you're going to fail sometimes, but don't doubt your decisions, and let your team make their decisions as well. How many of us are guilty of telling our teams what to do instead of saying, this is what needs to happen, and this is the timeline it needs to happen in. I trust you guys. Now go make it happen. That's a big one, because if we're micromanagers, like I've been guilty of before, telling them what to do, then they become, dependent upon that guidance, down to the very, then down to those questions that you hate to get. What color should I get? What kind of font do I use? What you ask they're asking questions because you've micromanaged them to a point that they feel like they need to ask those questions. So that's one thing I'm going to be doing better, is telling them what needs to happen, and then giving them a timeline, and getting out of the way, and giving them the trust and the empowerment so they can do their thing. So, man, that's the big things I'm going at today. I'm sure I'll share some more later, but I hope that gives you a little bit of information to go off of. Hope that's something that you can use this upcoming week. But man, good leaders. I love listening to or reading about famous generals and just really good business leaders, because they're always leading how they follow. So remember, often wrong, never in doubt, and don't shouldn't yourself, don't should yourself, and lead how you're going to follow. So hope that rings true to some of your ears. Hopefully that helped you a little bit today. I know it's helped me a ton as I'm down here. Granted, I love this weather, so it's hard for me to go back home to the snow here soon, but I will. I'll be back here in Pocatello soon. Hope you guys are having a great week. Keep pushing hard, and I hope this was some good information for you. So you guys have a good one. Until next episode, talk to you later.
Congratulations on spending a couple minutes getting just a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Pocatello business community. If you are feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.